well, good morning. So it's what? Oh, it's Monday morning. It's rainy Monday. So the weatherman was correct. You know. I'm glad I got that little money yesterday that I was supposed to get. And yeah. It was ugly, man. I know. And I appreciate all the comments and all on the video yesterday, man. I know, man. I knew y'all were gonna give me hell, man. But you know, I'm 15 years in and I'm still, you know, trying to, just trying to stay busy, trying to keep the guys busy, trying to, I don't know, man. Just trying to keep the money flowing, man, I knew it was gonna rain today, so yeah. So I've been doing that property about 10 years. So I must be 10 years a dumbass, because when I look at that property now, I don't look at it the same way I did back in the day, back in the beginning. I look at that property now as, man, how, this customer's dragging me by playing games with the schedule, and that's his nature. He likes to take a mile when given an inch. So that's what he likes to do. That's the way he rolls. So, and it took me years to figure that out, though I'm still the dumbass going over there and cutting it. I don't know why. I don't know why, man. It's stupid, man. If it's just if he would just let me come once a month, every 4 weeks, like clockwork, for the $140, I could do that as long as I don't have to do the bushes. Because what I do is I go over there with a mower and I won't even have to weed eat. And see, these customers, they don't understand. They don't understand the repetitive nature that the yard needs to be in for me to make money at it. And they don't really care. I'm over here at the Home Depot, boy. They backed up today. See, and the price of lumber done went up, man. If I hadn't had Zach out there with me, and Zach didn't need work or for whatever reason, then I probably would not have done that property. Well, I know for a fact I would not have done that property. Usually what I do on the weekends, especially on a Sunday, see, the biggest thing is I needed Zach to help me with was the sod at my house, okay? So the reason why I went on and worked yesterday and did that job was because, see, I needed Zach to come help me with my backyard, my own personal backyard, laying down some sod. And I ain't got no video of that, but I will. My wife don't want me to. I did not know it was that bad. I don't know why I didn't know it was that bad, because it's always that bad. He ain't gotten, because I know, and I need to start looking at things a little bit different. I know that he ain't gonna get nobody over there to cut that property that cheap. There ain't no way. He thinks he can, or he knows he can't, and that's why he keeps calling me. Because if you don't have big boy mowers and stuff, you're not gonna do that property. You ain't gonna run over there. Somebody that's doing this part-time, that's got a little tractor mower or a little, homeowner Z-turn mower or whatever, that's kind of just doing it on the side, that don't have no expenses or anything, then, you ain't gonna cut that grass. See, I don't have to worry. I ain't worried about nobody underbidding me on that job for sure. But the reason I did it was because Zach wanted to work, and we pulled up over there and I saw them bushes. I said, dude, man, you sure you want to do this? And he's like, man, yeah, dude, let's go on and do it. Because he's done the bushes over there at least 10 times. So, yeah. So a little brief history with Zach. So Zach worked with me for about 3 seasons, okay? Now, in the wintertime, he didn't do a lot of work with me, but Zach has been on a lot of jobs with me. And there's been some other issues and stuff that limited his availability. So, I had to do what I have to do, to continue on with the business. So, and then Bo was around, and then Drew wanted to work part-time last year. So I didn't really need the third guy. So after last season, well, not last season, season before last, Zach was supposed to work during the winter time, but I couldn't generate enough work, so we had to find other work somewhere else. So then when the season started last year, I did not bring Zach back because, well, he had a job, and he had a couple jobs, and I had Bo and Drew, and you know, so I didn't bring Zach back. Well, but all along the way, every time Zach got a chance, you know, as far as not working for his other job or whatever, he would come out here and work. You know, he knows he used to drive the other truck. He knows all the properties. He knows what the expectations are. He knows a lot, you know, and you know, he's a go-getter too, you know. Of course, we all have our flaws, but you know, Zach is a go-getter, and Zach, he'll do the work, he'll do it fast, and he can take criticism, and you know, all these things, you know. Y'all saw them bushes yesterday. Y'all gotta admit, that was a lot of work. Zach did them bushes, y'all, holding I didn't even put the Milwaukees on that crap, holding those steel articulating hedge trimmers. He did all those bushes in an hour. I mean, literally. And weed eated. Well, put it like this. He weed eated, did all those bushes, weed eated. He did all those bushes, he weed eated, and he blew everything out. And he cut for about 15 minutes on a mower in an hour and 20 minutes. And that's a lot of work, man. I could not have done them bushes in an hour by myself. And I did not even show y'all all the bushes. Y'all just saw the front corner. I didn't want to walk up through there because the freaking grass was so tall. So, you know, and you know, it's hard to find guys like that. You know, well, it's hard to find guys like that trust Ray. And that will that trust that what Ray tells them is going to make, as far as money wise, that they actually make and get their money. See, a lot of guys that come out here, I hear horror stories of they work for somebody and then the guy don't pay them and all these kind of things. You know, I couldn't imagine that. But Zach has been on numerous jobs with me. Like I said, he worked with me for 3 seasons. So every day he's done tree job, and he's done a lot of tree jobs with me. He's rigged up trees and helped me pull trees down, and you know, he's just done a lot of different stuff. So he's pretty rounded. A lot of the guys come out here, they're not very rounded. You know, they think they are, you know, because they're coming from a bigger company or whatever. But yeah, I know how to cut grass. And then you get them out here, and yeah, they know how to weed eat and all of that. But they don't know how to weed eat like I need them to know how to weed eat. They haven't fine-tuned it. And with Zach, there's been many trials and tribulations over the years. Me and Zach have been through a lot of stuff together, as far as breakdowns, as far as jobs that we've done, as far as you know, he left the blower one time on a rack, and he didn't fasten the rack, and the blower came off, and he paid for the blower. You know, he didn't want to. And it was a BR 700, you know, and I'd had it for about a season, so it had a little bit of wear on it. And when that happened, he's always fessed up, manned up, and you know, he didn't come at me saying, well, I don't know what happened, you know. So I basically told him when that happened that you know, you're gonna have to pay for that blower. If you don't pay for the blower, then you're not gonna be able to work out here with me no more. Because we're not, you know, and this is after I preach to these guys about, you know, we don't lose equipment and leave equipment nowhere. If that's the case, somebody gonna pay for that. You know, if the weed eater breaks or the blower breaks while we're using it, no worries, I'll buy another one. That's a business expense, a justifiable business expense. But losing a piece of equipment, leaving a piece of equipment, not tying down a piece of equipment, there is no room for error on that. You're going to pay for that piece of equipment, whatever I deem the equipment is worth at that time. You know, so I ended up, and I told Zach that you're not gonna be able to work out here. I said, I'll pay you all your money and everything. You're not gonna be able to work out here if you don't take responsibility for the piece of equipment that you did not lock down on the trailer. And you know, and he said, okay, man, I understand. You know, and see, that says a lot about a man. You know, it says a lot about a guy, even though he's young and stuff. That said a lot about him. You know. But if he'd have said no, and I told him this too, I said, you know, if you don't want to, I understand. It's a lot of money, blah, 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 blah. But you won't be able to work out here no more. Not for me. And, you know, and so he saw that, well, I can pay for this I can pay for this blower. And I had already told him I wasn't going to charge him full retail price for the blower because it was, you know, it had some wear on it. I told him that he'd pay half the blower. And I would pay the other half, and the business would get a new blower. That's what I told him, and that's what I did. Because see, the business can't wait on these guys to come up with the money to pay for a blower, you know. And you can't expect these guys to come out here and work and give you their whole check, and then be happy about it, you know. So you have to be a little bit flexible in order to keep guys coming out here. Because if Zach, if I'd have said, okay, I'm gonna take it all out of your check that I owe you today, you know, because it was like on a Thursday or Friday that the blower got gone, then, you know, that would have been, you know, $250, $300 coming out of his check in 1 week. And then what that does is that makes these guys, well, he might have quit. And, you know, contrary to what everybody thinks, you know, when a guy quits and you have to train somebody else, well, that's going to cost you more than the freaking blower cost you. Might not think it is, it might not see it, it might not be cash money coming out of your pocket like the blower at the dealer, but it's going to cost you a whole lot more than $250. You know, that's just my take on it. That's my opinion. That's based on my experience. Because training a guy out here for all the little things that I like for these guys to know and do, it's priceless, man. It is priceless. If a guy works for me for any period of time and he makes it out here for any period of time, and he quits, goes on to another job or whatever, and then all of a sudden he finds himself back doing landscape work, then working for a company, you know, not me, but maybe for a bigger outfit, then he is way ahead of those guys as far as you know, work and efficiency. Way ahead. These guys come from these big companies, man, they don't know shit, dude. They don't know nothing. They think they do, but they really don't. They just know the rough cut and the rough way of doing things, because you got so many guys in the truck that, you know, if he don't get it, he will, and if he don't get it, he will, you know, that kind of thing. You know, out here, if you don't get it, if you don't get it, then nobody will. And that's the way, you know, the guys that work for me, that's the way I teach them. And usually the guys that come from the bigger companies, they're harder to train because they think they know everything, and so they think that they're gonna go from a 5-man crew, right, where you got 4 or 5 men in the truck, and you can kind of hide throughout the day, and your inefficiencies and your your lack of work and all, or work method, they don't notice it, or they don't really care. The bigger companies don't really care because they're not paying you crap anyway. They're trying to, they're giving you $10 an hour. And see, I don't want to pay guys $10 an hour. I don't want to do that. And if you can't pick up what I'm putting down, and you're making $500 a week at, less than 40 hours, then there's a certain expectation that I have from you, other than showing up. And you know, you work for a big company, man. A lot of times you just all you got to do is just show up, man. You're guaranteed to, you know, to get a check, and you're guaranteed to, you know, to work. But out here with me, if you're a $10 an hour guy, you're not going to be out here long, because I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to let you drag my time. See, that's what ends up happening when you get guys that aren't efficient. You're going to have to learn how to do it the way I do things, and you got to learn how to listen to what I'm telling you. I don't care what your other boss told you at the big landscape outfit. I don't care what he said. It doesn't matter to me. He wasn't paying you crap. I'm trying to pay you on a whole nother echelon of money. I'm trying to pay you double what he's paying you, or what he was paying you. And by the mere fact that I'm paying you 75% more than what you were making at the big company, that should tell you that there's a lot more expectations. So, but anyway, back to Zach. So Zach has a lot of experience out here with me. Now, and the thing about Zach ain't never worked for another landscaper. You know, he worked at the head shop. He worked at, you know, restaurants, and and some retail stuff, you know, that kind of thing. But he didn't really ever make no big money or good money until he came out here working with me. And for Zach, he loves it. He feels grateful right now that he's able to get back in, that he's back on staff out here. You know, I don't know that would have ever happened if it hadn't have been for Bo going and Zach being available. You know, and I know Zach's a good worker. You know, I know that. You know, he works good, and he makes my life easier out here. And if you're working for a guy like me, y'all, that's at the end of the day, in a nutshell, that's what you want to do. You want to make the guy that's paying you's life easier, so he can justify paying you top dollar and him be okay with it. See, I got to be able to pay. If I got a guy out here that's subpar and he's making $18 an hour, and he's subpar, and I know he's subpar, and I see other guys, me included, running circles around him, then he's probably not going to be out here very long, you know, and not get better. You're going to have to get better. And in order to get better, you have to recognize your faults. And I'm not perfect either. Y'all can see that from yesterday. I have issues, you know, things I make mistakes on too. And I can always get better. Always. So I'm coming from a place where I want these guys to make good money, and I want to be able to sleep at night knowing that I'm not getting hit in the mouth by paying them $17 or $18 an hour when they're worth $12. And I know that, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that I know how long it takes to do these properties, y'all. You can't tell me nothing on my own personal on my own. You can't tell me much on my own properties that I've been doing for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 years. There's not nothing that comes up on the property that I have not accounted for, and I have not seen, and that I have not overcome. Okay, so when a guy comes to me and done spent 2 hours on a property, and it's a $60 or $70 property, and he comes to me and it's like, well, this and that and this and that and this. Well, I really ain't hearing it, because unless a mower broke down or the truck broke down, or, you know, something major like that, you know, because if you want to make top dollar, you can't spend 2 hours or an hour and 45 minutes on a $50 property or a $60 property. You know, you can't. When I know the property can be done in a cool 45 minutes, no problem. Easy cheesy, by myself. So, you know, that's the biggest thing with guys that come out here and think that they know. We have to, you know, me included, we have to learn how to learn. if that makes any sense. I used to think that that was just some corny ass saying, but it's so true, y'all. We have to teach ourselves to listen to the guys that are paying us. And I have to teach myself to listen to what the customer says, and to listen to what my guys, the feedback I get from my guys, and to make our environment better. That's my job. My job is to make our environment and our workload and our work steadiness and better. And it never ends. I'm in the constant state of trying to get better. Now yesterday yesterday was not me at my best. Was not me trying to get better. Yesterday was me just trying to fulfill the promise that I told Zach, the money that I told Zach that I would pay him for coming out on Sunday and helping me with my sod and stuff at my house, and doing that property over there was just a way for me to pay him, pretty much, because I was going to have to pay him to help me at my house. So my thinking was, okay, not that I couldn't do that, but that don't make sense, So my thinking was, okay, we'll do that property over there if Zach wants to. He didn't have to. If Zach wants to do the bushes over there, then I'll bump his pay up considerably. But that's just a little history on Zach. Zach has been a good guy. Zach has always done a good job after he learned what the job is. Now, I have lost a couple of accounts that were on the fringes because of Zach. Not because of Zach, but because I didn't tell Zach things that I thought he had picked up on. And this was a couple of years ago. That was like the first season he worked with me. After the first season, Zach started picking it up, and by the third season, Zach was fluid out here. But I didn't have enough work to keep him busy in the winter. And so, I'm grateful to have Zach back on staff out here. And he'll probably be out here pretty regular moving forward if he's available and that kind of thing, at least throughout the summer, unless something unforeseen happens. I don't think that Bo is going to be coming back out here on the regular. Bo's definitely not going to be an everyday guy, no matter what he does. Bo called me this morning and said that he's got to leave up out of that place on Thursday. And they offering him a 9-month residency place up there in Marietta too. And I'm telling Bo, you need to go do that. Because Bo ain't changed nothing. All he did was move his issues. Bo ain't changed a thing. He ain't got a dollar. He's been working, they make you work. He's been working every day up there and getting day labor and, getting, $60 or $70, day labor. And he ain't got and doing the same thing up there that he was doing here. So, the shelter that he's in is not really, it ain't a rehab or nothing. So, it really, it's just a place that he could put his head at night. But, he's wanting to come back on this side of town, and I'm trying to tell him, no, man. Because, see, I thought, and, I don't know why I thought that Bo was going to get better. I thought that Bo was trying to do better. I thought that Bo was really getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I thought that the place that he was in was going to make him accountable. And they ain't done none of that. And, they're a homeless shelter. They're not a rehab. Bo, Bo needs to count his lucky stars that they let him come up there for 30 days. But he's not prepared for anything leaving there. And Thursday's supposed to be the last day he's there. Now, I don't know how hardcore in stone that is. I find it hard to believe that they could just go put you out in the street after 30 days without, helping you get through the 30 days. Apparently, they ain't managed his money or nothing. So he's been drinking and doing everything that he does here probably. It's just like everything's logistically, it's a lot better for him there because, well, he can go into the stores up there. He can walk to 5 different stores within a quarter of a mile, and he hasn't been banned from any of those stores. So getting booze and all is a lot easier for him up there. Plus, they have the CCT, the bus line, so he can ride the bus. They have laundromats, so he can wash his clothes. And they have bars, so he can drink too, and plenty of liquor stores that he can probably walk to. So that's why he ain't got no money. He said this morning when he called me, he said that he was made $11 an hour and worked 12 hours one day last week and spent all his money that night, and then he missed the next day of work. So ain't nothing changed, y'all. He ain't gonna change, I don't think. But that's a whole nother story. But the business is gonna move forward no matter what. And Zach is a lot better than Bo for sure. Zach is a lot better than anybody that I've had out here. He's better than anybody that I've had out here over the years, as far as work goes, and the way, and understanding the way I think. See, he understands that because he's caught hell from me many, many, many times. I mean, he has really caught a lot of crap from Ray, from a frustration and a frustrating standpoint. And he has helped me do a lot of different kinds of work. So just seems like when you go through some crap with people, I'm pretty comfortable having Zach out here in the truck with me. Now, I don't know how comfortable I'll be with him driving the other truck yet, but he used to drive the other truck, but that's something you got to build back up to. Plus that's Drew's job now. So I'm not gonna, fire Drew so Zach can drive the truck. I like having a guy in the truck with me all the time, and I don't know if y'all notice this, but I'm not the easiest to deal with sometimes. So guys that know what I'm about and know me and know that that I'm not taking anything too personal, they know that I'm out here and I'm trying to put the most money in their pocket. And when they're with me, they ain't got no choice but to learn, because I'm not going to let them do it any other way. Some guys are resistant to learning, and some guys don't know how to learn. Some guys don't give themselves a break, from all the vices that they're involved in outside of work. Give their body rest, eat right, sleep right, and all that. Bo's a prime example of that. It's hard to come to work after you've been drinking, for 3 or 4 hours the night before, and come to work and jump through all the hoops that I'm asking you to jump through. Of course, I'm paying you to jump through these hoops, so that can't get lost in the shuffle. And I'm not going to let these guys that come out here dictate the timing and all of jobs. And if you've been to a job 3 or 4 times, you should not have a problem finding that job. If you've been to the job 3 or 4 times, you should not have a problem doing that job, because I'm not going to send you to a job to do solo if it's not a solo job. Because why would I do that? Because then that just holds my time up. And some of the guys that come out here, they're not go-getters, man. They're not, they really don't even want to be out here. They say they want to be out here, but they really don't, because their actions, they don't prepare to come out here. They're not ready to go when it's time to go. But they want the money, the good money. But you can't get the good money for a long time, or long-term good money from Ray, if you don't learn and evolve, from day one. So a lot of guys come out are so wanting to get the money so bad, they come out here and they put up with Ray's crap, you know, out here, but they're really not picking up what I'm putting down, you know, or they're really slow about picking up what I'm putting down. And those guys are you know, always going to be under the scrutiny of me because that's what I do, that's what I see, and that's what is not acceptable to me. You know, I want guys that want to be out here, okay? I want guys that want to learn, okay? I want guys that can learn and can think about what they're doing. And I don't want some guy coming out here every day hungover, you know, and can't remember nothing. Not because they can't do the job. That's rarely the problem. The problem is usually more about their personal issues than work issues. Of course, to them, they're, you know, it's asshole boss, you know, but that's because they're in the midst of their personal issues, right? Whether it be drug addiction, alcoholism, girlfriend, wife problems, whatever. They're in the midst of that, so they can't see anything but me attacking them. That's all they see. And until they can step back from their own crap, look at their own crap and their own thing, and look at what and look at why I'm telling them to do this. Because see, I don't just tell these guys do this, do that. I mean, I do that, but I tell them why we're doing this and why and doing that. And some of the guys that come out here, they don't care about the why, you know. But see, if you don't understand the why you're doing it like this or doing it like that, then it's harder for you to grasp it. You know, it's harder for me to for example, it's harder for me to grasp, you know, weed eating first and thorough if I don't know why I'm weed eating first and thorough. Or it's hard for me to grasp on why are we parking here down the street from the site if I don't know why we're parking down the street from the site. See, and there's and at this point in 15 years out here, there is a reason for everything, and so much so that I have to spend a lot of time with these guys to show them that. And if they're not interested in why, then they're probably not going to be out here very long, because they're going to continue to do it like they want to do it, or continue to do things like I'm not telling them to do. You know, they're going to continue to do it their way at the end of the day, and Bo's a prime example of that. But Bo does well, y'all know. So, but anyway, I'm just rambling, man, just talking about nothing, man. But that's kind of the nature of the beast, man. I'm gonna go in here in Home Depot and I gotta grab some stuff, y'all. Peace out.